Hello and welcome to this video where I'm going to introduce you to remainders, which happen when we have a number and it won't divide exactly into another number. So as you can see, I've split this into sharing and grouping. It's well worth going back to the first video I've done on this where I explain exactly what sharing and grouping is, because they're different ways of looking at division. Let's put that symbol up here so that we know exactly what I'm talking about. So let me show you an example with sharing first. So let's write a question. I'm going to write 13 and I'm going to divide it between 3. Okay, so in sharing I'm going to have 3, we'll call them people, and I'll do my faces again like I've done before. There we go, 1, 2, 3. Here we go. Let's have William, Thomas and James. Okay, so here's my 13. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13. So I've got 13 and I'm going to share them. So remember, sharing, it's got to be done equally. So if I give William 1, Thomas needs 1, and James needs 1. Another one for William, another one for Thomas, and another one for James. Another one for William, another one for Thomas, another one for James, another one for William, another one for Thomas, and another one from James. So far they've all got 4, but I've got 1 left. And that one there doesn't have anyone to go to. I can't give it to William because otherwise he'd have 5 and the other 2 would only have 4. And the whole point with division is it always has to be equal. Whoever you're sharing it with has to have the same number. So I can't give it to William, I can't give it to Thomas, and I can't give it to James. Now, when we look into this in more detail, we could, of course, cut this up into pieces and share it. But for the moment, I'm just going to have to leave this to one side. And I'm going to put a circle around it, because this is the one which has been left over. And that is called, when it's left over, the remainder. And so what I have here is I had 13, I shared it between 3. They each got 4, and there was 1 left over. And so I write R for remainder, and then 1. So 13 shared between 3, they each get 4, and there is 1 left over. And I'm going to show you that exact same thing now, but doing grouping. So I'll write the same question out. 13 divided by 3. The difference is I'm going to count up. I'm not going to actually get the counters out for this. Do have a look at the video I've made that shows how to work division out through grouping, through counting up, because what I'm doing here is, instead of saying to myself I'm sharing between 3 people, I'm saying how many groups of 3 are there in 13. And you'll have seen me use this arrow before as a kind of visual reminder. How many 3s are there in 13? And we're going to count up. So I'm going to go 3, 6, 9, 12. Well, if I carry on, I'm going to get to 15. But I can't go up as high as 15 because I only started with 13. So I'm going to have to stop at 12. So let's cross that out. I'm going to have to stop at 12, but I haven't got up as far as 13. So how many is it to get from 12 to 13? Well, it's 1. So I've got my 1, 2, 3, 4 groups. I've got my 4 groups there. But I only got as far as 12 in the 4 groups, so I need another one to get up to 13. And that's where I get my remainder 1 from. And that is always going to work. Let's do some more examples. Let's go for 18 divided by 5. So I'm saying, how many 5s are there in 18? Here we go. So let's count up in 5s and see how we get on. 5, 10, 15. And I'm going to stop here because I know if I go on, I'm going to get to 20. Well, I'm not going to do that like I did here. I'm going to stop before I get to 20, and I can't go any further. So there must be 3 complete groups. And then how many more is it to get from 15 to 18? Well, it's 3 more. So I get an answer of 3, remainder 3. Let me do another couple for you. Let's go 26 divided by 3. So again, I'm going to say how many 3s, how many groups of 3 are there in 26? Let's count them up. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24. Now the next one would be 27. I can't go up to 27 because I've only got 26. So let's see how many groups I've got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I've got 8 groups. But that only took me to 24. So there must be 2 left over because it's 2 to get from 24 to 26. So I get 8, remainder 2. Should we do one more for luck, just so you can see? Let's do the 4 times table. So let's go for 23 divided by 4. So I'm going to say, how many 4s are there in 23? How many groups of 4? And let's count up. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. The next one is 24, which is going to be too many because I've only got 23. So I have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 groups of 4, which get me to 20. I need another 3 to get to 23, so that must be remainder 3. And of course, just like the video I showed you on using the inverse operation, instead of counting up here, once I get confident, I can just start to use my own tables. I think to myself, well, how many 3s in 26? Well, it's 7 3s are 21, 8 3s are 24, 9 3s are 27. That's too many. It must be 8 3s are 24 with 2 left over. But use this technique. Generally with division questions, it's easier to use grouping to solve them, but dividing does also show and demonstrate sharing as well. And it doesn't matter which one we use, grouping tends to be easier to actually solve rather than drawing pictures and getting lots of counters out. Hope this has been helpful and explained remainders to you, and good luck with your maths.